You guys are hot.
Well, it was great knowing you. Isaiah Simmons now in New York as the Cardinals made a pair of trades today, sending, safety, inside linebacker, corner, edge, whatever you want to call him, Isaiah Simmons to the Giants. Also tackle Josh Jones was traded to the Houston Texans. All in all, they net, that being the Cardinals, a fifth-round pick. So basically, the Isaiah Simmons was a seventh-round pick trade. The trade with Houston was a fifth-round pick with the seventh-round pick. So the seventh-round pick they got from the Giants, they then sent to the Houston Texans for the fifth-round pick.
You know, it's interesting because it's kind of like we're going to do Isaiah Simmons a favor because it's not fitting here. So they basically kind of quasi-waived him. Mm-hmm. People were calling Monty Austin Ford and say, hey, look, we're looking for guys. Well, we got a guy here we just can't find a spot for. He's just not working out. And they probably said, look, we'll give you a seventh rounder. Done.
Yeah.
And pretty much it's kind of, if they'd have waived him and you wondered about that and wondered after that performance the other night and watching or the lack thereof the performance against the Chiefs and just kind of wondered would they sit him down, not start him, and God forbid would they cut him, going into his fourth year, your first-round pick. But I think this is doing Isaiah Simmons a favor, and I think from the Arizona Cardinals, they really didn't know what to do with him under this new regime, and they pretty much are moving on because he just was not going to work on the field and maybe off the field with this new quote-unquote culture.
Let me follow up with what you just said with the new regime. The old regime, they had no freaking clue what to do with the kid. I mean, he played everywhere. We had a chuckle about it when we were talking about all the different positions that he had played. I feel bad for the guy because I think he got hosed from the get-go by going to a regime that had no clue how to utilize his talent. I'm hoping that the Giants do, and I hope he turns in to be a solid. He's not going to be a star, but I hope he turns in to be at least a solid NFL player for more years to come.
I would think the Giants would put him either at a weak side linebacker, edge rusher. Do not put him in the secondary whatsoever.
Correct.
And allow him to flourish under Coach Dable's system there at the defense and go from there. But I will say one thing, Jimmy. I agree to a point.
Okay.
But there was a lot of times where we would see Isaiah Simmons for 2 games, then he'd be gone for 3 or 4.
He showed a lot of flashes of being a hell of a player.
Yep, he did.
He showed that he was a first-round pick.
He did, but he wasn't consistent
Correct.
on the field on
true.
a week-in-week basis. So I agree to a point. Yeah, they kind of had that Swiss Army knife thing with him. Never really just you stay as the inside Mac backer or you stay as a weak side linebacker. But there'd be times, guys, he was always out of position. There one game he'd be balls to the wall. He'd be on it.
He would be.
Then be 2 or 3 games like, where's Isaiah?
Yep.
Where's Isaiah?
Yep.
So I got to put some of this on Isaiah Simmons as well. Too.
Oh, no, I put that on him, but I just feel bad that I think from the get-go that he got hosed by the regime.
It's just
I don't know if you guys could say that's fair to say he got hosed. He got drafted 8th overall. He was a hell of a player out of Clemson.
Yep.
They brought him in for the right reason. At the time, I think as a Cardinal fan, that was a good pick.
No, I'm not.
It was a real good pick. The fact that these coaches or the fact that he didn't live up to where, Steve Keim and this brass thought he was going to be at the time, it is what it is. This isn't the first time a first-round pick just didn't work out. But let's be honest. He's probably going to work out either at the Giants or, his contract's up at the end of the year. If he gets into free agency, someone's going to figure out how to utilize him.
I agree with that.
It just didn't fit here. It's no big deal.
I'm not saying me personally got hosed. I think that there's some blame to go around as far as.
But why is there blame? Because a first-round pick didn't work out?
No. I think they had drafted him as this athlete/linebacker, and I just think that they overdrafted him, quite frankly. I think it.
You think he should have went in the second round?
He's a kid, basically, yes, second or third rounder. If you're going to put him at backer, outside backer, will backer, then leave him there. So I think they got enamored.
In college, though, at Clemson, they called him the jack of all trades, right?
Sure,
so
sure.
he was drafted to be that guy to come in here and be like a hybrid on defense, and they just couldn't find the right spot. They should have just kept him in one position and just worked his ass there until he figured it out, which he would have because he has the skill set, and then he would have been fine.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They overdrafted him with that mindset.
I agree.
If he's coming here, we're going to put him here, or here. I mean, that whole thing about having a guy line up over there and here and there, there's only been a couple guys that have made that work. One guy's a Hall of Famer, Lawrence Taylor.
Correct.
The Mad Stork many, many years ago for
Ted
the Oakland Raiders.
Hendricks.
Ted Hendricks. He could work,
Yep.
but they were productive.
They were.
So Isaiah was just never really overall productive year in and year out after 3 years. And I think when this new regime came in, they figured, hey, look, this kid's just not a weak side backer. He's not an inside guy. Maybe he's an edge rusher. He's not big enough. He'll get manhandled by tackles and guards. Let's try safety. Kid's got good speed, athleticism. Yeah, but he doesn't have good feet, doesn't have good cover skills. I think they were pretty much like, we're doing all we can. And I think what they did is they showcased him, I think, these last 2 preseason games and say, look, he's healthy. He's athletic. What do you want to do, New York? You want him? All right, 7th rounder. We'll take it.
Yeah.
He's yours.
So 4 of the past 8 first-round draft picks by Arizona are no longer with this team. Steve Keim, yes, you can point fingers. Of course, he's going to get the blame, but he doesn't get the praise for the 4 guys that are here. That's the thing. When it's easy to blast a general manager after he's gone or when a team's not doing well, but he did draft some pretty good players.
Kyler Murray being one of those.
Well, jury's still out on him.
I was just going to say, this is one of those
But
years.
But that was a no-brainer.
Well, because
he was going first no matter who had that first pick.
Because of the head coach that he picked in that offense. Otherwise, if he doesn't pick Cliff Kingsbury, he's not the number 1 pick for the Arizona Cardinals. I guarantee you that. That was like, let me try this experiment of this air raid offense in the National Football League with this kid, this Heisman Trophy winner that can run, that can throw, that knows it. That's all well and good, but it doesn't work that much in the National Football League. Didn't work for Houston. Didn't work for a couple teams. And they brought guys in over the years that ran that air raid that haven't had success. Warren Moon the only guy, is the only guy that had that success out of all of them that have come in. And Cliff Kingsbury, another one of those as a quarterback when he went to New England.
And then the Cardinals are sending